I hope you're ready, because this has to have been one of the best foodie days I've ever had in London. It started off pretty wholesome and classic. We're talking toasted sourdough bread, fried eggs, and then an avocado mash in which I added some salt and pepper as well as Just Spice's ground meat seasoning. I absolutely love their seasonings. They actually have an avocado topper seasoning, but I'd run out because it's so delicious, so their ground meat seasoning had to do. This video isn't sponsored by them or anything, but I just really love how they started up their business. It was basically a couple of guys who went traveling around the world and took inspiration from different people's seasonings, and then all the faces on the front of the pots are the people who've come up with those seasonings. It was a gorgeous sunny day, so I sat outside to enjoy the sunshine before cracking on with some work and getting very, very excited about the rest of the day. Okay, so I had a quick outfit change and then I cycled over to Brixton Village, one of my favourite melting pots of cuisines, cultures and food. My friend actually took me out to lunch for my birthday, which was adorable, and we went to this Japanese place called Okan. They're really known for their okonomiyaki, which is essentially a savoury pancake filled with various different ingredients. Mine was filled with cabbage, kimchi and succulent strips of pork. In the evening, Verna and I headed to Battersea Power Station because we've been invited to a food experience by Apple. I'm sorry, what? Kirk Haworth, who was the winner of the Great British Menu 2024, was hosting the food experience. And when I say it was wild, it was wild. The event was being held at Apple's PR event space in Battersea Power Station, and the views were unbelievable. You could see the London Eye, Big Ben, the Shard. It was honestly phenomenal. We began with a watercress velouté, aronia berry cookie, coconut yogurt and purple amaranth. For those of you who don't know, a velouté is a French sauce that requires 3 ingredients: butter, flour and then a stock of some sort. This watercress version was so fresh and absolutely delicious. Next on the menu was a Japanese tomato fruit salad, basil, raspberry and wakame jam, aka seaweed jam, frozen English strawberry and a house ricotta. The marriage of flavours was just so perfect. It was salty, creamy, sweet all at once. To follow was a delightful charcoal lasagna with miso sauce and a gorgeous toasted messeman pancake. This lovely little green thing was a herbaceous ice cream with a fruit compote, fermented aloe vera and chewy beets. The last course of the evening was actually the dessert that won on Great British Menu: Kirk's raw cacao gatto, sour cherry, coconut blossom ice cream, African pepper and vanilla caramel sauce. It had to be the highlight of the show. The flavours were unreal, so incredible. It was very obvious that everyone loved the food. Kirk and his team are actually opening a restaurant called Plates London, so go check it out if you want to experience what you just saw. Today was a filming and recipe testing day, so I popped down to the supermarket and bought all the ingredients I needed. Once I set up my little filming station, I got out all of the ingredients I bought and grouped them into different dishes I'm making. On filming and recipe testing days, I don't tend to have breakfast because I start filming at around 9 a.m, so I tend to just eat whatever I cook for breakfast. Today I was making the most incredible buffalo chicken meatballs on a blue cheese sauce. I've linked the recipe in the description below if you want to make them. They're really simple. Just chop up some red onion, carrot, celery and garlic, then combine it with ground chicken and some seasonings. Form them into balls and then place them into the air fryer, toss them in some buffalo sauce and then serve them with your blue cheese sauce. Honestly, they are so good and such a crowd pleaser. Now, I have a question for you. Do you use vitamins or supplements? Because I was kindly gifted these and have been taking them for about a week. I never know what kind of changes you're supposed to expect, so if anyone has had any experience with supplements, do let me know in the comments below. I recipe tested another video and then had some blueberries as a mid-morning snack. For lunch, I made my lemon chicken ramen, an absolute go-to of mine when I fancy something comforting but also refreshing. Now, once again, the link for the recipe is in the description below, but basically all you have to do is fire Fry off some chicken breast, then add in some seasonings into the pan, followed by chicken stock and light cream. Cook the chicken in the sauce and then remove it and add in your noodles. Serve it all up, and then you've got yourself a lemony, tangy but warming bowl of noodles. So delicious. I had a cute little coconut chocolate bar as a snack, which satisfied my sweet tooth craving. Then later on for dinner, I headed out to Capilungo, an Italian joint that is a cafe during the day and a wine and pizza bar by night. The vibes were honestly so good, and we were surrounded by Italians, which is always a great sign. The food was authentic to Puglia, a region in Italy, and we had rustica for starters, which is like a puff pastry pie with a combination of cheeses inside, as well as some bruschetta. For main, we devoured 2 pizzettes, which are essentially a focaccia pizza. One was a spicy nduja pizzette, and then the other was a creamy stracciatella, pistachio and mortadella situation. They were both phenomenal. I highly recommend. Now for dessert, we had to get the tiramisu, which was very nice, of course, and we had one of their specialities, pistachio pasticciotto. You'll be seeing me back in Capilungo in no time. Saturday morning, baby! I'm obsessed with Absolute Country. I always whack it on in the mornings. It just puts me in the best mood. For breakfast, we made some fried streaky bacon and scrambled eggs. Once again, using just spicy scrambled egg seasoning this time. Made a little coffee and then served up our breakfast. It was a little bit more overcast today, but still warm enough to eat outside, which was super duper lovely. Once we'd let our breakfast go down, we cycled to Streatham and went on a run around the area. Now, Henry and I love going on runs where we can pop into local cafes, bakeries and eateries along the way. Basically, we just love food. And so if that's something that you want to see more of, or if there's an area of London that you want us to explore and then share with you, please let us know in the comments, because we absolutely love it. For example, we went to one of our favourite local delis in Streatham Hill. There are so many fun bits and bobs to choose from, and the value for money is really good. They have everything from cinnamon buns to sourdough bread. We picked up a sausage roll and a salami pizzette. The sausage roll was a bit doughy, but the pizzette was lovely and crunchy on the outside and moist on the inside, with a little bit of spice from the salami. To be fair, it was only £2.50, so you can't really complain, can you? In the afternoon, we had some strawberries, raspberries, and then some pastries that we'd bought earlier. I had the panorama, which I absolutely loved, and in classic British fashion, we also had a cup of tea too. We had been wanting to check out this meat place in Balham for ages called Smoked Daddies, so we finally got round to going. You guys, it was so good. The smells were unreal. It was such a vibe. So we ordered the loaded fries, which were really delicious, the brisket for a brisket, which was their signature brisket, 14-hour oak and hickory smoked brisket in a soft brioche bun, homemade slaw, pickles and house mayo. Now for me, this hit all the right notes. The meat was so tender and the flavours were banging. The crispy fries topped with sauces, smoked brisket, burnt ends and jalapenos were also really delicious. You do get fries alongside any main you get, but you can upgrade them to loaded dirty fries, which we did. This cost an extra £5, so just be aware of that. The meat was just melt in your mouth. So good. We then also got the Great Gatsby, which was a steak sub roll with a trio of cheese sauce and crispy onions. Now for me this was tasty, but it lacked acid or like a kind of kick of sweetness, like a pickle or a relish. Still good, but the brisket for a brisket was better for me. Then lastly we got a milkshake because we needed to round all of that off with something sweet. After devouring some pastries and fruit for breakfast, Henry and I did tempo runs, which in the Sunday heat was a bit of a challenge. But there were so many doggos, like this little sausage dog called Brownie, that made the running so much more enjoyable. We were celebrating my belated birthday, so we made a load of picnic bits and bobs and walked to the park to set up camp. We'd bought strawberries, cocktail sausages, spring rolls, chicken nuggets, made some whipped feta, got some hummus and made a lovely pasta salad too. Some friends joined us, so we spent the whole afternoon and evening playing games, which is honestly my favourite way to enjoy a sunny day in London. Verna made me this delicious burnt Basque cheesecake, which was adorable. Everyone absolutely loved it. We then spent the rest of the evening eating, playing games and having a great time. Make sure to follow along for more foodie videos and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching.